Revelation 14:1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion.
21 and 1.
Revelation 21. Okay. All right. Revelation 21:1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea.
Right, like the first lesson that we read and we learned about Esau being this kingdom, and the kingdom to come is what? Jacob. We got next, right? So give me Sirach 10 and 8. Let's see how these things happen. Because Esau, everything that he's gonna get, he deserves. It's not like the Most High didn't give him chance after chance after chance. Give me that in Revelations 2 and 20. The Most High is giving this nation, these Edomites, these eagles overall, because they had a good run. They had before America, they had Britain, Russia, Germany, France. They had all these kingdoms. See, Greece, right? But they ruled a world in oppression, deceit, and ill-gotten gain. Right? Give me that.
Revelation 2 and 10.
Read that.
Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
10 and 20 and 2 and 20. 2 and 20.
Okay.
You got it?
2 and 20.
Go ahead.
Notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants to commit fornication.
Right, that's what America has done. It's taught the children of the Most High to commit adultery, to commit fornication with these false idols, with Christianity, Islam. America has taught us to do as thou wilt. It taught our children not to obey their parents. It taught the men not to raise their families in righteousness, and it taught our women to rebel against their men. Right? Overall, America, this great whore, has taught us to not fear the Most High. So now we have to pay. But give verse 21.
Okay. And the rest of the 20 was, and to eat things sacrificed unto idols.
Right, to eat things sacrificed unto idols. Every time that you celebrate an unholy feast day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Valentine's, you're eating things sacrificed to idols. Those are gods. Thanksgiving is a false god. Christmas is a false god. Valentine's, you're serving a false god. And you're eating food sacrificed to those false gods, man. Give me that 21.
Verse 21. And I gave her space to repent of her fornication.
But what?
And she repented not.
So America has had plenty of time to repent. Esau, if anybody has been given chance after chance after chance after chance, it's these Edomites, these European nations. And they still won't repent. But give me that in Sirach. Sirach 10 and 8.
I got it.
Bring it out.
Sirach 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Read it one more time.
Okay. Because of unrighteous dealings.
Because the Most High said it, because of unrighteous dealings, right?
Injuries. And riches got by deceit.
And riches got by deceit, like having a group of people work for you 400, 500 years without paying them. Right? Read.
The kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Right, so you get your kingdom taken because you're wicked. So the Most High takes the kingdom from you and he gives it to someone who's righteous. Read.
Okay. Why is earth in ashes proud?
Right.
There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man.
Right, so that was it on that. Matter of fact, he'll show you, I believe it's before here. Hold on. Give me verse 3. Okay. Matter of fact, give me verse 4. 10 and 4.
10 and 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord.
So the Most High, whoever is in power and authority over the earth, the Most High is giving that kingdom, that nation power. That's all come from the Most High. Read.
Okay. And in due time, he will set over it one that is profitable.
In due time, we're going to get the kingdom. Because when we ruled, the animals were enjoyed. When we ruled, the oceans were full of fish. When we ruled, the whales weren't coming up on the shore. When we ruled, the birds weren't dropping dead out of the sky. When we ruled, the earth was not polluted and the water was not polluted. When we ruled, the righteous rejoiced. But when the wicked are ruled, the people mourn. Right? So the whole earth is in mourning. So we need this transferring kingdom. You know? Give me 2nd Ezra 11 and 37.
2nd Ezra 11 and 37.
You sleep? Bring that up.
And I beheld, and lo, as it were a roaring lion, chased out of the wood.
Right, so this is the similitude of that judgment. This is the similitude of Yahweh Shah coming back and speaking to the eagle. And even when he comes back, he's still going to reason with this eagle. He's still going to tell this eagle why this eagle is being destroyed. And the eagle being the Europeans, but this eagle mainly being America. The bald eagle. Read it from the top.
And I beheld, and lo, as it were a roaring lion, chased out of the wood.
Right, Yahweh Shah. That roaring lion, right?
And I saw that he sent out a man's voice into the eagle.
Right, he's going to speak with this eagle and tell this eagle why the things that's going to happen to it is going to happen. Read.
And said, Hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee.
Right, drop down to 41.
For the earth has thou not judged with truth.
The Most High said this European nation has not judged the earth with truth. Read.
For thou hast afflicted the meek.
He said they afflicted the meek. Read.
Thou hast hurt the peaceable.
They hurt the peaceable, right? They killed over, I believe the numbers are over 500 million Native Americans. Somewhere close to 700 million peaceable people. They slaughtered, annihilated from the face of the earth, man. And then they take this day and celebrate it like the Most High has forgotten it. Thou hast hurt the peaceable. Read.
Thou hast loved liars.
Right, and then they love liars. Read.
And destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit.
Right, the Indians brought them fruit. They brought them clothing. They brought them shelter. They brought them protection through the winter. Right, and what did they get in return? They got a knife in the back. Right, they shot those, back then they didn't have the 22 shells. They had a big round slug that they would shoot you with. The gun was called a mullet. And they shot these things would blow off like half of your body when they hit you. It was disgusting. They blow you to pieces. They hit you with a ball of lead or metal about that big. Today, the bullets are this small. Then those bullets, those damn pieces of whatever they put in there, man, they blow you to pieces, man.
How big is it?
Man, a mullet, let me see. Let me see if we can pull it up. Bullet for a mullet. Mullet gun.
Done.
Let's see if we can find it.
Dang, that's huge.
Look
Is
at
that it?
Whoa.
That's like a damn. Hold on. Look at, there you go.
Whoa.
Right. So they hit you with one of them, man.
Ooh.
You know? And sometimes this was when they was first inventing the gun. So they didn't have it mastered. So sometimes they put so much gunpowder in the gun that the gun explode and kill them. So this is how much power was coming out of those guns, man. They just stuff it with gunpowder. And then they put a round ball in there. Boom! You know, it was like a mini cannon, man. Right, read on.
And has cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm.
And that's what these people do. They're the only people on the face of the earth that can't live peaceably with anyone. With anyone, man. And why can't you rule the earth with peace? Why do you have to suppress, kill, steal, and destroy nations? Why are we still over here in America crying for justice and peace, man? Why are our people still in poverty? And that's why we will not stop crying until the Most High overturn this nation. We will not shut up. They say that's so long ago and y'all need to be, we will not stop crying out. Why? Because the Most High, give me Isaiah 62:6, man. Because the Most High commanded us not to stop crying out. The moment that we stop crying, it makes the Most High seem like we're comfortable. Oh, well, y'all can stay there another 200, 300 years since you so comfortable. We need more men and more women and more children to rise up and start crying out about the injustice that's happening to our people. Right? There's too many of our people comfortable in this place, trying to make a living, trying to get rich. It's not time for that, man. It's time for us to cry out. Give me that.
Isaiah 62:6.
Read that.
I have set watchmen upon thy walls.
Right, the Most High put watchmen. He set us all over the nation, all over the countries, and He's given us. We can't stop seeing it. The next man, he might just see money. He might see an opportunity, but all we see is wickedness and oppression. All we see is the same thing that Moses seen when he went down to see the state of his people, and he spied the Egyptian oppressing one of his brothers. And what did he do? He laid his life on the line down for his brother, right? Even if it cost him everything. Read.
O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace.
And we won't stop talking. We don't care how many bills you pass. We don't care how many of our family members turn their backs on us and leave us, lie about us. We don't care how many friends walk away. It don't matter. We won't stop talking. Read.
Which shall never hold their peace day nor night.
Day nor night, right?
Ye that make mention of the Lord.
Right?
Keep not silence.
And
give him no rest.
The Most High said, don't stop talking. Don't stop crying out. Don't stop prophesying until this place be torn down. That's what we come to do. We come to tear down America, man. Tear down the walls. That's what the Most High, He told us to tear down these strongholds. Right? He said, give me that, what's that in? Hosea, surely I will, you got that, Shanetta? Surely he will do nothing. Is that Amos? Right, let me get that real quick. Finish that off.
Okay. And give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
Right, he said give him no rest till when?
And give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
So we can't stop speaking out against this until the Most High, He put us back on top, until He pulled down His kingdom. Read Amos 3:7. Here's the point, though.
Book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 7.
Read.
Surely the Lord God will do nothing.
He's not going to do nothing. Read.
But he revealeth his secret unto his servants.
Right. He's not going to do nothing until the servants, the prophets, start prophesying. And the thing is, all of his servants, all of his prophets are not prophesying. It's too many of his servants that's bystanding. Oh, that looks nice what they're doing. That's pretty cool. You know, shalom. No, we need more than that. We need for the men, it's a time of war, man. Right? Give me that in what was that?
Is that in Job?
I think that's in
Give me 2 Samuel 1 and 11.
With the 2
Right.
Samuel, chapter 1 and verse 11.
Read it.
Alright. With the 2 Samuel, chapter 1 and verse 11. Then David took hold on his clothes and rent them, and likewise.
What I just called, Judah? I said 11 and 1. 2 Samuel 11 and 1. And Trinity, give me 2 Samuel 11
and 8
and 7. 2 Samuel 11, bring it out.
Book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11 and 1.
Read that.
And it came to pass, after the year was expired, at the time when the kings went to go forth to battle.
When what time?
At the time when the kings went to go forth to battle.
Right, it's time that the kings go forth to battle. Read.
That David sent Joab and his servants with him.
Right, and that's what some of our kings are doing. They're watching other servants go. When kings, all the kings should assemble and go to battle, man. Though you may not think that you're in war, war has been declared against us, against our babies, against your mothers and your fathers. Right, and it's coming in the form of peace. It's coming in the form of health. It's coming in the form of bills, right? But it's all oppression and death. Right now they're saying that babies 2 and older must have this jab. And you know who they're saying are most susceptible to this virus? Guess. Guess. Yeah, you little black babies. You need it first. Why? Because I guess now the disease is racist too. The disease must be racist. it only wants black babies, right? So this is the time where kings go to war. And all our mighty men, all our able-bodied men, they're sitting on the couch, man. It should be more men where we at on these streets crying out. It should be way more men. Where are they at? Where y'all at? Right? Give me that in 2 Samuel
11:7.
11:7. Give me that.
2 Samuel 11:7.
Read that.
And when Uriah was come unto him, David demanded of him how Joab did, and how the people did, and how the war prospered.
Right? So this is Uriah. Now Uriah was upright. Uriah said, man, I'm not going to drink wine and lay down with my wife in comfort and rest while my men are out there with war. I can't do this. And you got too many men, they drinking, eating, married, laying down with their wives in comfort while they watch their brothers out here fight alone. You watch your brothers fight alone and you sit back and do nothing. Read.
And David said to Uriah, Go down to thy house and wash thy feet. And Uriah departed out of the king's house.
Right. David said, man, go take a load off. You know, don't worry about the war. Go to your house, wash your feet, lay down with your wife, right? Read.
And there followed him a mess of meat from the king.
Right, so the king even gave him, steaks, wine, whatever, right? Read.
But Uriah slept at the door.
Right, but Uriah didn't even go into the house. It shows you how honorable this man was. Read.
But Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with all the servants of his lord.
Right.
And went not down to his house.
Mm-hmm.
And when they had told David, saying, Uriah went not down into his house, David said unto Uriah, Camest thou not from thy journey? Why then didst thou not go down into thine house?
So David said, why didn't you go inside your house like I told you and rest and lay down with your wife? Read.
And Uriah said unto David, The ark in Israel and Judah abide in tents.
Read it again.
And Uriah said unto David, The ark in Israel and Judah abide in tents.
Hey, so this was an upright man. He said, man, the ark, Judah and Israel, they out in tents, man. They out there on the field. Read.
And my lord Joab and the servants of my lord are encamped in open fields.
Right, they surrounded by their enemies. Read.
Shall I then go into mine house?
So I'm going to leave them, the mighty man out there surrounded by their enemies, and I'm going to go celebrate? Read.
To eat and to drink and to lie with my wife.
Read.
As thou livest, and as thou soul liveth, I will not do this thing.
Hey, that was an honorable man. That's why this man calls David his son. This man was an upright man. It's a man, hey, I go to war with this man. Right? So give me 2 Samuel. What was we at?
11. I think we got 2nd Esdras.
Yeah. Let's finish 2nd Esdras. 41. 11 and 41.
This book of 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras 11:41.
Give me 43.
43. Therefore is thou wrongful dealing come up into the highest.
So this is why Esau must come down. Because the Most High, like it tell you in Revelation 18:5, right? Their sins have reached up to the heavens. So the Most High is aware of this. Read.
And thy pride into the mighty.
So your wrongful dealings, your pride, your deceit, your murders has come up into the face of the Almighty. Read.
The highest also have looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled.
That's it on that. So his abomination, his time is up. So give me 2 Samuel 7:1. Let me show you something about when righteous men rule. And give me 1 Chronicles 22:9. Right? Because when righteous men in authority, the earth is at peace, man. The earth is at rest. Read that.
2 Samuel 7:1.
And
it came to pass, when the king sat in his house, and the Lord hath given him rest round about from all his enemies.
Right, this is David. Read.
That the king said unto Nathan the prophet, See, now I dwell in the house of cedar, but the ark of God dwelleth within tent.
So it was rest in the time of your forefather David, right? A righteous man. Since these people have come into power, there's never been a moment of rest. We've always been at war with somebody. Well, they always been at war with somebody. They always been stealing, killing, and destroying. This earth hasn't had rest. Matter of fact, it'll tell you that in Wisdom of Solomon. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon real quick. Get 2. Or is it? No, it's Maccabees. Maccabees. Give me Maccabees.
First Maccabees.
First Maccabees. Give me First Maccabees. Let me see what I want. What you got? It started verse 1. 1 and 1.
Let's look at First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1. And it happened after Alexander, the son of Philip.
Right, this is who they call Alexander the Great. This is when these Romans, these eagles, these Europeans came into power, right? They call him Alexander the Great, but he's really a freak. He was a nasty man. This man, he only liked men. This was a nasty man. He only liked men and he only liked blood, right? This was a filthy man, Alexander the nasty freak. Read.
The Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, and smitten Darius king of the Persians, and the Medes.
He took out Alexander the Great, or Alexander the Freak took out the Persians and the Medes. And these were great men. These were great kings. And he wiped them out like they was nothing. Read.
That he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
The first over who?
The first over Greece.
This was the first Grecian. Read on.
And made many wars.
He did what?
And made many wars.
See, from the time they came into power, the only thing they wanted to do was kill. That's all he pushed each way. He pushed east, south, north, and west with war and bloodshed. He conquered almost the whole known world. And when there was no more kingdoms to conquer, they say he cried. He wept because there was no more people to conquer, no more people to kill. This is who you dealing with, Jasper, Trinity. You dealing with warmongers, bloodthirsty men, beasts, savages. Even their women, they like when you go to a restaurant, watch how they eat. When they get that steak, they want the blood dripping out the thing.
Ew.
It's damn near still moving on the plate, and they bite it. This is who you dealing with, savages, man. People that don't know how to take baths properly. You go look in their head, they got bugs crawling all around there. Why? Because they're filthy. They're filthy. Read on. Verse 2.
And made many wars. And won many strongholds.
What else?
And slew the kings of the earth.
He did what?
And slew the kings of the earth.
The Grecians, man. Slew all the kings of the earth, man. Read.
And went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations.
Right. Your nation too. These Grecians came to Jerusalem and spoiled your forefathers and ran away with their gold, right? With the manure, with all the gold and all the artifacts. And these Grecians still have your possessions till this day, Trinity. Everything about you, they got it locked up. That's why and this information is out now. So now you got brothers that used to be pants sagging and dope dealing and whoremongering and pimping. Hey, we picking up this Bible now and we understand it, right? The Son of the Most High is dealing with us on a heavy level. And the things that we're speaking is coming to pass. And he causing us to stand up mighty and bold and take hold of our family, take hold of the blessing and stand mighty, man. It tell you that in Wisdom Solomon 5 verse 1. We are those men and we taking over, right? Because we speaking, give me that Jeremiah 5 and 14. Jeremiah 5 and 14. We're speaking, thus saith the Lord, right? And we're burning this kingdom down with our words, with prophecy. Give me Jeremiah 5 and 14.
Jeremiah 5:14.
You got that, David? No, you ain't got that. Give me that.
Okay. Wherefore, thus saith the Lord God of hosts,
What do you say?
because ye speak this word.
What the Lord say?
Because ye speak this word.
Read on.
Behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire. And this people wood.
And this people what?
And this people wood.
Read.
And it shall devour them.
And it shall what?
And it shall devour them.
Hey, that's what we come to do. That's what we come to do. Now read on it in Maccabees.
And took spoils of many nations. And so much that the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted.
He was what?
Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up.
Right. He was powerful like this eagle. This first Grecian is speaking of these eagles. This is the first eagle, right? So read verse 7. Let me show you.
Verse 7? All right. Verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
He died of some nasty sexual disease. Some homosexual sexual disease. The type of STD you catch when man lie with man. An abomination. Right? That's what he died of. The greatest man that they can go back in history and trace, he died of a homosexual disease. Read on.
And his servants bare rule, every one in his place.
Right, he had 4 generals, and they divided the kingdom once amongst each other. Right, read.
And after his death, they all put his crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them.
So his generals put on crowns. Then the sons of the generals put on those same crowns. Read.
Many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
And what?
And evils were multiplied in the earth. So
we're telling you, the Bible's telling you through history, when the white man came into power, the whole evils were multiplied throughout the whole earth. And this is why he has to be taken down, man. Because this place is defiled now. It's defiled, it's nasty. You can't even go to school. It'll be a 6'5" hairy man. He got hair busting out his chest, and he got on a damn ballerina tutu. Right? He got on a skirt and tights. He got his big toes busting out of high heels. And he got this rainbow book. And he wants your little boys to sit on his lap while he read it. And they're allowing it. They're allowing it. This place got to be stopped, man. Why? This is where we at, man, in the land of confusion. Right? So give me Isaiah 14:4, man. Isaiah 14. You have more?
Did you still want Chronicles?
No. Give me Isaiah 14:4. Yeah, give me Chronicles 22:9. Let me show you about this peace. So David had peace in his kingdom. Let's see about Solomon, another righteous man.
Chronicles 22:9.
Read that.
Behold, a son shall be born to thee. Who shall be a man of rest?
A man of what?
A man of rest.
No, a man of war.
A man of rest.
He's gonna be rest. It's gonna be peace. And that's what we need, Jasper. That's what we need, Snetter. We've been warned a long time. Right? Our people, hey, look, Martin Luther King day just passed by. And our people are still begging and asking for the same things that Martin, how could this be? How could this be? And he was begging for the things that his forefathers was begging for hundreds of years before him. Read on.
And I will give him rest from all his enemies round about.
Right, so when our forefathers was in rulership, the earth was in rest. That's the point. So give me Deuteronomy. Yeah, give me Isaiah 14:4.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 4.
Read that.
That thou shalt take up this proverb.
The Lord said, take up this proverb, this saying, right?
Against the king of Babylon.
Right.
And say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased.
How has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Read.
The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked. And the scepter of the rulers.
Read on.
He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke.
He said he smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. See, our people, you might not know why you're depressed. Did you know that black children, they got the highest numbers in suicide? Y'all didn't know that, did y'all? Y'all thought, y'all didn't know that all around the world, that so-called black children, black boys and black girls are killing themselves. Why? Because they feel these curses. They feel the oppression. They don't know what's going on. They don't have a mother or father that can show them Deuteronomy 28:15 and walk them through it. Show them Deuteronomy 28:1. Show them how to get out of it. See what I'm saying? Show them who their enemy is and what he's done to you. They don't see none of that. They just see the trap, the cage, and no way out. They see the only way out is taking their own life because they're in hell and the flame is hot. It's hot here. It's hot here, and all our people are asking for is a moment of relief. A moment of relief. We're tired of being in the ghettos, in the slums. We tired of being on the bottom, right? The children are tired of seeing their people strung out, their father gone, and their mother strung out on dope and drugs. And they tired of seeing 5, 6 men come into their home. One man, they just want to call him dad, father. They done call 7, 8 man dad, and each man left. That's sad. That's depressing. And they can't understand why this is happening. Right? Read on.
He who smote the people in wrath,
right,
with the continual stroke.
Uh-huh.
He that ruled the nations in anger.
Uh-huh.
Is persecuted.
What the Lord say about him?
It's he that ruled the nations in anger.
He is what?
He is persecuted.
He's persecuted. Now we persecuting him. And what? Read on.
And none hindereth.
Nobody's going to stop. Nobody's going to stop when it's his time. Read on.
The whole earth is at rest.
The what?
The whole earth is at rest.
The whole earth is, when he get out of power, the whole earth is going back to rest. Read on.
And it's quiet.
And it's what?
And it's quiet.
Right, like Solomon, like David. Right?
They break forth.
Didn't it say Yahweh Shah is the prince of what? Peace, right?
Yeah.
Peace. Peace. I'm going to play this video. Let me show y'all something. Because this is what we need to do. This is a part of this kingdom falling down. A part of that, a major part of that is us crying out. Right? It tell you that in Exodus 3:9. Give me that real quick. Give me Exodus 3:9. You had a precept? Bring it out.
Exodus 3.
You got one, Shanetta?
Yeah, he can go. I'm getting mine.
Exodus
All right.
3:9.
Exodus 3:9.
So look at Exodus chapter 3 and verse 9.
Read that.
Now, therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel.
The what?
The cry of the children of Israel.
The cry of the children of Israel. Read.
Is come unto me.
Uh-huh.
And I have also seen the oppression wherewith the Egyptians oppressed them.
Why? So you have to cry out. Give me Ezekiel 9:4. You had a precept, Shanetta? Bring it up.
Baruch 4, 4 and 21.
Read that.
Says, be of good cheer, O my children. Cry unto the Lord.
What did it say?
Cry unto the Lord.
No, be quiet.
Cry unto the Lord.
Right? Read.
And he shall deliver you from the power and the hand of the enemies.
All praises. All praises. So we have to be in constant mourning. This is what we're not supposed to be celebrating here. Give me that Micah 2:10 real quick. Micah 2:10. Micah 2:10.
You still want Ezekiel?
No, give me Micah 2:10. That should be good.
Okay, I got Micah 2:10.
Read that.
Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
What the Lord say?
Arise ye and depart,
For this
for
is
this
not
is
your
not
rest.
your rest.
Nah, it's not our place of rest, man. Now it might be your cousin's place of rest. This might be your mother's place of rest. You know, it don't matter. But it's not our place of rest. We're looking for the kingdom to come, man. We got next. That's what we want. Watch this. Watch this video. Let me show y'all something. Hit the light, David.
In the U.S., black children under the age of 13 are twice as likely to die by suicide than white children.
It felt like people were looking down on him. So we buried him this high, so when they had to come and see him, they always had to look up.
And experts aren't entirely sure why this deadly disparity is happening.
Mental health does play a big part. We need more support and awareness. We got to break the cycle.
Over the past decade, suicide attempts among Black children rose 92%. On January 19th of 2019, 10-year-old Seven Bridges was one of those children.
Seven was a blessing to everybody that met him. From the day he was born, he was always the star and didn't know it.
Tammy Charles is Seven's mother. She alleges that physical abuse and racist slurs at school harmed her son's mental state. So throughout 2019, she used Facebook to document her son's struggles. Despite their visits to the school, Tammy and her husband Donnie claim Seven's bullying continued. They believe the bullying prompted Seven's suicide after Tammy found her son dead in his bedroom.
I started CPR on my baby. I did the proper compressions. I breathed into his mouth, and I had been drinking coffee. And as I began the compressions again, I could smell the coffee come back out of his lungs. I knew then that my son was dead.
As Tammy sat at the hospital, dealing with the aftermath of Seven's death, she wanted only one thing.
I just want to see him again. Before you take him, before you do an autopsy, before you embalm him, let me see my baby.
A 2019 study found that children who died by suicide were more likely to be Black and male. 2 years after her 11-year-old son's death, Nataya Chambers is still searching for answers.
I dealt with mental health, and I seen the signs in my son, and I didn't even know. When my son passed away and hung himself, I just couldn't believe it. And I think, how do they think of this and how do they do it?
Did you know our voice is changing? Yes, talk!
Rylan was my best friend. He was an honor roll student. He was a basketball player. He was a tutor for his school. He was just a good all around.
Suicide amongst our children is a real thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that has to be addressed. You got a lot of our people that just want to sweep this under the rug. They don't want to address this. You see what I'm saying? It says like, it showed you the percentages. So we got to deal with these things, man. And as a parent, you have to address this with your children because your children is feeling this oppression. They're feeling the flame, right? And they don't know how to get out. Give me Psalms 86 and 13. Is that what I want? Yeah. Give me Psalms 86 and 13.
Psalms chapter 86, verse 13.
Read that.
For great is thy mercy toward me, and thou hast delivered my soul from the lowest hell.
Mm-hmm.
O Yahweh, the proud are risen against me, and the assemblies of violent men have sought after my soul, and have not set thee before them.
Right. So the Most High is going to deliver us from this hell. He sees your affliction. You see what I'm saying? But you're not in hell alone. You're here with your people. You see? And that's why you have to cry out, because the Most High will hear you. Right? I'm going to play another one. I'm going to play one more. Hit that light one more time. I'm going to play one more.
Historically, Black people have had relatively low suicide rates, but recent studies document a troubling increase in suicides among young Black people, especially Black girls. According to one study between 2013 and 2019, the suicide rate among black males aged 15 to 24 spiked by...
Hold on, why ain't nobody talking about this? Why is there nobody talking about this? Right? We're gonna read this, we're gonna listen to it again.
Historically, black people have had relatively low suicide rates, but recent studies document a troubling increase in suicides among young black people, especially black girls. According to one study between 2013 and 2019, the suicide rate among black males aged 15 to 24 spiked by 47% and 59% among black girls. The same study shows a decrease in suicides among young white people. And according to another study, between 2003 and 2017, over 1,800 black children died from committing suicide. And while a majority of these cases were among black boys, the suicide rate among black girls increased by 6.6%, twice the increase for boys. The study also found that almost 40% of these girls were between the ages of 12 and 14. New York Times has reported that black children under the age of 13 died as a result of suicide at almost twice the rate of white children the same age. This is horrific, and it is happening. While experts can't pinpoint one reason behind the increase of suicides among black girls, they say ADHD, mental health issues, depression, anxiety, bullying, and you guessed it, racism and discrimination are among the top risk factors that is causing this tragedy.
We got the answers. Hit the light. We got the answers. We got the answers. You know? And it's time for the fathers and the mothers to go through these precepts and help their children. Because the children are feeling this. They're feeling the flame. We're in hell. And it's hot. And your children are feeling this oppression. And if you don't address these things with your children, you might lose a child. Give me Psalms 56 and 8. Give me Psalms 56 and 8. And give me Revelations 14 and give me Revelations 20 and 4.
Psalms 56 and 8.
Read that.
Among the gods there is none like unto thee, O Lord.
Right?
Neither are there any works like unto thy works. All nations whom thou hast made shall come and worship before thee, O Lord, and shall glorify thy name.
That's 56 and 8. Psalms 56 and 8.
So I
got it.
Read it.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 56 and verse 8.
Read.
Thou tellest my wanderings. Put thou my tears into thy bottle. Are not they in thy book?
So the Most High knows your tears. Your tears are counted. Don't think your tears are not for nothing. The Most High put your tears in a bottle. You're special to him. He hears your affliction, your mourning, and your suffering. Right? He knows what you're going through. He's going to reward you. You have to endure to the end. Right? Those same tears that you crying, I cried. I cried when I was a child. And your forefathers and your foremothers shed those same tears of oppression and affliction, of not knowing why. But the Most High got all those tears, they're numbered, and they're in a bottle. And for those tears, every drop that you drop, he's going to pour out vials of wrath upon the heathens. Right? Give me Revelations 21 and 4.
Revelations 21 and 4.
And God shall wipe away all tears
What
from
did
their
he say?
eyes. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes.
The Most High is going to heal you. He's going to wipe away those tears from your eyes, man. He's going to heal you. He understands. He understands. Read.
And there shall be no more death.
And there shall be what?
And there shall be no more death.
Why? Because he got to get this wicked man out the way. They'll tell you what you going through because it's schizophrenia. It's this, it's that. No, man, it's post-traumatic slave syndrome. That's what it is, man. They won't tell you. They already did the test. And so-called black people are suffering from post-traumatic slavery. You can't keep looking at this. You can't look at it. Told you that suicide rate spiked among the black community when they killed George Floyd in front of everybody. Black people could not handle it. They started killing themselves. They did it on national TV, and it took over a damn year to get a conviction, when he should have been stoned this very same day. Suicides amongst our people rise. You can't keep looking at this stuff and seeing this stuff and not affect you. They treat us like we animals. We are the most peaceable people on the earth. The Lord likened us unto a sheep. Right? So I got another video. Hit the light again. Hit it one more time.
Often ask my audiences, I said, how many black people in my audience? I asked them, how many of you have ever met a black person that isn't black? The black person that will try to be anything. Did I mention how much Native American I have in me? Oh, and I understand based on my DNA now that my people come from Switzerland. All of a sudden, anything that I can tell you that will convince you that I'm not black. Right? And everybody black knows that. Well, I have another word for it. It's called post-traumatic slave syndrome. Post-traumatic slave syndrome is exactly what it sounds like. It's multi-generational trauma, intergenerational trauma, as it relates to people of African descent. Being separated from your native land, being beaten, being sold, being raped, being experimented on, any number of things. As an enslaved African woman, you had no rights to your own body. No rights at all to your own body. And it didn't start when you were a woman. You know, that's the other kind of mythology when we talk about rapes. We're thinking about women. You think they waited till they were 18? You think few girls got to teenage years without having been raped? To imagine being a mother. Someone just comes in the middle of the night and says, you know, we have some visitors. They like young ones. So we're going to pass her along to the visitors that night. So you can't wrap your head around that. And we want to really believe that, well, that just happened a couple of times. Well, according to a mid-1800s census, there are over 600,000 mixed-race babies born. That's a lot of sneaking out back.
Right, so hit the light again. Somebody give me Deuteronomy 28. So we can start understanding what's going on. Right? The spirit of suicide is a spirit. It's a spirit. It knows the oppression that you're going through. Right? So it's trying to afflicting the minds of our people. And this is also part of the curse, man. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 28, man. Give me that, Shanetta. Give me that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 28.
Read that.
And the Lord shall smite thee with madness.
The Most High said he was going to smite us with madness. Right? Read.
And blindness.
Mm-hmm.
And astonishment of heart.
Right?
And thou shalt grope at noonday.
And our people are groping at noonday. Right? It's hot. We're in hell. Read.
As the blind gropeth in darkness.
Read on.
And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways.
And it's give me give me Ecclesiastes 10 and 5. He said, and we will not prosper in our way. We've been working our finger to the bone, and the only thing that we're doing is moving backwards. That's depressing. You look, my father, he worked his whole life. I worked my whole life, and we've gotten nowhere. Read that again, Shanetta. And thou shalt what?
And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways.
He said you're not going to prosper in your way. Right? Read on. Give me Ecclesiastes 10 and 5.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 5.
Read that.
There is an evil which I have seen under the sun.
Solomon said, I seen an evil. I peeped it. I spotted it out. Read.
As an error which proceedeth from the ruler.
Uh-huh.
Folly is set in great dignity.
Folly is set in great dignity. Now the words of the Most High are not set in high places, not set in stature or in magnitude, but folly is. The more dumb shit you can say out of your mouth, the more you're going to be magnified. Solomon said this is wickedness. Read.
And the rich sit in low place.
And the rich sit in low place. That's why he said, and you will not prosper in your way. We're the rich, but we're sitting in low places. Solomon said, this is a wicked thing I've seen under the sun. Read.
I have seen servants upon horses.
He said, how did the slaves get on the horse? Read.
And princes walking as servants upon the earth.
And the kings walking below the servants. Read.
He that diggeth a pit shall fall into
But
it.
that's it on that. He said, this wicked, this is where we at, Jasper. You had majesty. You had everybody knew you. You had servants. Your father had a kingdom. Your father was well known. You were well known. You had a community, right? Your community loved you. You were probably courting. By this time, you would have had a righteous man. You were courting in our community, in our homeland. I was going to deliver you to a righteous man that I know that would treat you like I treated you. They've destroyed that. This is what you're feeling. You're feeling the results of slavery, of our people being destroyed. Now there are no righteous, little to none. Few righteous men your age that's willing to court you. That's willing not to expose your body and try to ravish you, destroy your mind, that will walk with you step by step, that don't want to touch you first, that want to pick your brain, see what's in your heart, see if you love the Lord, right? That's how it was done, Trinity. You ran in the field. You was righteous. They took that from us, right? So read on in Deuteronomy.
And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness.
Right.
And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee.
These are the curses. This is why our people have to fear the Most High. This is the only way you're going to get up out of this. Our people need to know that you can't take your life and get up out of this. If you try to take your life, you're going to end up in the worst position. You can't run. Even the women, he said that in, give me Genesis 4. Let me show you something. Give me Genesis 3 and 16. Let me show you something.
Genesis 3 and 16.
Read.
Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception.
Right.
In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children.
The Most High said when you bring forth a child, this is part of the curse, you're going to be in pain and sorrow. All women tried to escape that curse with what? With what, Shanetta? The epidural. Esau told him, hey, we can get around that. They stick a 10-inch needle in your vertebrae. And as a result, you live with back pain. That needle, where they puncture it at, it break down you end up in way worse pain than you would have ever went through having that baby. The point is, you can't escape the curses of the Most High. Right? You need to look, when you get a chance, look at the result of epidermals. That mess up your life for the rest of your life. You can't run. You got knee pain, you got back pain. You see? So it says, take not thy life in thine error. Give me that in what's that, Sirach? I'm gonna get that. But give me Jeremiah 14 and 2. Jeremiah 14 and 2, right?
Jeremiah chapter 14 and 2.
Uh-huh.
Judah mourneth,
Right?
and the gates of the languish.
Right?
They are black unto the ground.
They are what?
They are black unto the ground.
So it says the real Jews are in mourning. Right? They tell you that in Revelation 2:9 and 3:9. And this is where we're supposed to be. I don't care what nobody say. Well, it sounds depressing. It sounds, no, we're going to keep crying out, man. This is what you're supposed to do. The people that keep acting like they're living the life, behind closed doors, they're doing every drug, every alcohol. They're trying to fill this void. The only way to fill it is to cry out, do what the Bible says. Give me Sirach 25 and 7. Mourning. You have to mourn. Give me Sirach 25 and 7. And somebody give me a precept on mourning.
I got Sirach. Sirach chapter 25 and 7.
Uh-huh.
There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy.
I'm going to show you why our people are sad. Listen to this real close. Listen to this real close. Listen, read it again.
There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be
Psalms
happy.
51 and 17. He said, there be 9 things that I've judged in my heart to be happy. And this is why people are unhappy. This is why people are oppressed and tormented. Read.
And the 10th I will utter with my tongue.
Uh-huh.
A man that have joy of his children.
A man that have joy of his children. And I'm a blessed man. Because I have joy. You know what I'm saying? It just makes my day. You know what I'm saying? When I can come home and see y'all. Read.
And he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
And what?
He that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
So y'all not going to have joy until you see the fall of your enemies.
Come.
That's when your joy is coming. That's when the people always rejoice. That's when they always sung the song of Moses. That's when it was always dancing and mirth and merry and happiness. When your enemies fail, that's when you can hear the shout of the Israelites. Every single time, man. Right? So give me Psalms 51 and 17.
Psalm 51 and 17.
Read.
The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit.
Right?
A broken and a contrite heart. O God, thou wilt not despise.
You see that? So our people, he's close to the broken heart. It's okay to be broken hearted. It's okay to cry. It's okay to mourn, y'all. You hear me? All our forefathers did. The Bible says Judah is in mourning. This is where you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to be in the house of myrrh. If you're in the house of myrrh, you're going to get destroyed. Give me that in Job. Give me Job 23 and 1. Let me show you what Job said. Job 23 and 1. Bring it up.
Job 23 and 1.
Read.
Then Job answered and said, even today is my complaint bitter.
Job said, even to this day is my complaint bitter. Read.
My stroke is heavier than my groaning.
My stroke is heavier than my groaning. Job was going through. Read.
Oh, that I knew where I might find him, that I might come even to his seat.
So Job said, look, I want to bring my complaints before the Most High. Do you know where I can find him, Judah? Read on.
Verse 4. I will order my case before him.
Job said, I will order my case before him. Read.
And fill my mouth with arguments.
So he will argue with the Lord? You see this? You got the right to mourn. This is your right. The Most High said, cry out. You had a precept? Read on.
Verse 5, I will know the words which I would answer me.
I
would know the words which he would answer me.
Right?
And understand that he would say unto me.
So would the Most High destroy you for complaining?
No.
Read on.
Verse 6, will he plead against me with his great power?
Read.
No, but he will put strength in me.
He will what?
Put strength in me.
Right? Read.
There the righteous might dispute with
him.
Read
that again.
There the righteous might dispute with him.
Right.
so should I be delivered forever from my judge.
So you're supposed to be bringing your complaints before the Most High, man. Give me that in Revelation 6. And what's that, Don? Revelation 6 and 9 through 10. And somebody give me Ezekiel 9 and 4. Mm-hmm.
I got Revelation. Revelation 6 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God.
Right?
And for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true?
Mm-hmm.
Doest thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
This is what the righteous are crying. This is what your prayer is supposed to be, Trinity. David, you're supposed to be asking the Most High, how long? How long? The Most High said in Isaiah 62, give him no rest. Give him no rest, man. And I won't stop crying. Give me Ezekiel 9 and 4, man. Matter of fact, let me show you something else, man. Let me show you something else. Hit the light. Hit the light. Let's watch this, man. Let me show you something.
Line up! Line up! Everybody line up! We're about to race! Everybody line up! Shoulder to shoulder! Take off your backpacks! Basketball, line up! We're about to race! Hey, we are racing for a $100 bill. The winner of this race will take this.
Hold on, before we watch this, I'm gonna get a preset. Hit the light real quick. Somebody give me Psalms 73 and 7. Cause you see all the Edomites smiling. They don't live in the world we live in, y'all. They not feeling this oppression. And they trying to, well, isn't it, you got a chance. Slavery was so long ago. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Right? Give me Psalm 73 and 7, Shanetta. Give me that.
Psalm 73 and 7. Their eyes stand out.
Matter of fact, give me 73 and 2.
73 and 2. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped.
Hey, David said he almost fell off when he seen this. Read.
For I was envious at the foolish.
Read.
When I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
When he seen what?
The prosperity of the wicked.
David said, my feet almost went off, man, when I seen the prosperity of the wicked. Read on.
Verse 4. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm.
Read verse 5.
They are not in trouble as other men.
What he say about the wicked?
They are not in trouble as other men.
Hey, these white girls not going through what you're going through. These white men are not going through what I'm going through. They're not going what you're going through. They're not in trouble as other men. Read.
Six.
Verse 5.
Verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
Why they not going through these curses? Read.
Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain.
You see how prideful them little Edomites was? They wear pride. This their badge of honor. You niggas are never going through it. They wear pride like that. Read.
Violence cover them as a garment.
Read on.
Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish.
They have what?
More than heart could wish.
They have more than their heart could ever wish. Read on.
They are corrupt.
They are what?
They are corrupt.
Read.
And speak wickedly concerning oppression.
They speak wickedly concerning oppression. Slavery was so long ago. You have an equal opportunity. Racism does not exist. These are the things that they speaking. You're not going through. You're not suffering. You're just lazy. Now let's watch. Hit that light real quick. Let me show you something. Let me show y'all something.
The winner of this race We'll take this. Hey, line up. Line up. Everybody line up. We're about to race. Everybody line up. Shoulder to shoulder. Take off your backpacks. Basketball, line up. We're about to race. Hey, we are racing for a $100 bill. The winner of this race will take this. A $100 bill. Before I say go, I'm going to make a couple statements. If those statements apply to you, I want you to take 2 steps forward. If those statements don't apply to you, I want you to stay right where you're at. Take 2 steps forward if both of your parents are still married.
Both of your parents are still married.
Take 2 steps forward if you grew up with a father figure in the home.
You grew up with a dad.
Take 2 steps forward if you had access to a private education.
Right? You have private education.
Take 2 steps forward if you had access to a free tutor growing up.
It's getting uncomfortable.
Take 2 steps forward if you've never had to worry about your cell phone being shut off.
Damn.
Take 2 steps forward if you never had to help mom or dad with the bills. Take 2 steps forward if it wasn't because of your athletic ability, you don't have to pay for college. Take 2 steps forward if you never wondered where your next meal was going to come from. I want you guys up here in the front just to turn around and look. Every statement I've made has nothing to do with anything any of you have done. Has nothing to do with decisions you've made. Everything I have said has nothing to do with what you've done. We all know these people up here have a better opportunity to win this $100. Does that mean these people back here can't race? No. We would be foolish to not realize we've been given more opportunity. We don't want to recognize that we've been given a head start. But the reality is we have. Now, there's no excuse. They still got to run their race. You still got to run your race. But whoever wins this $100, I think it'd be extremely foolish of you not to utilize that and learn more about somebody else's story. Because the reality is, if this was a fair race and everybody was back on that line, I guarantee you some of these black dudes would smoke all of you. And it's only because you have this big of a head start that you're possibly going to win this race called life. That is a picture of life, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing you've done has put you in the league that you're in right now. When I say go, on your mark, get set, go!
Look at him. That's how it's going to be in the kingdom. I look at Jake overlapping. Hey, still like, man, fuck this race, man. We ain't getting down. We ain't holding hands with the enemy, man. We're gonna cut that. Hit the like. So let's go back to Revelations 1 and 4. So even the Edomites gonna admit that's what's going on. Y'all see that? They're benefiting off slavery. This is this head start. They're benefiting off your father not being in the home. They're benefiting off the ignorance of your forefathers and your foremothers, right? And the ignorance of you. This is a real thing. So this is why this kingdom have to be swapped out. Because like we read in Wisdom of Solomon 18, 5 through 7, that you have that your salvation is directly linked with their destruction. But give me Revelations 14 and 4 again. I mean 21 and 4. 21 and 4. And I'm gonna show you something. Somebody give me John 3 and 2. Let's get to the good part now.
I got Revelation.
Get that.
Revelation 21 and 4.
Read that.
And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes.
Imagine that. You have to see it. You have to see it. Yahweh Shah going to take away your pain, right? He's going to take away that hurt. Now the whole world think this is going to happen. When the Bible just said that they're not in trouble like other men, right? No, the Most High is going to come back. Yahweh Shah, he's going to use Yahweh Shah, his son. He's going to take away all that pain, that crime, that death. He's going to wipe it away. And for your shame, you will have double. It tell you that in Isaiah. But keep reading.
And there shall be no more death.
And there shall be what?
And there shall be no more death.
Read.
Neither sorrow. Nor crying.
Nor crying. Read.
Neither shall there be any more pain.
Give me 1 John 3 and 2. We're going to get into what? Watch this.
Let's look at 1 John chapter 3 and verse 2.
Read that.
Beloved, now are we the sons of God. And it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him. For we shall see him as he is.
Right. So this is the good part. So for everything that you're going through, when the Son of Man return, hey, you're going to be like him. What he is, you'll be. Right? This mortal is going to put on immortality. This pain, this death, this sorrow is going to put on strength. Give me that in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, verse 1. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, verse 1 real quick. Let's show you how it's going down. You got it, Shanetta? Bring it up.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him.
Now you're going to rise up. You're going to be given a kingdom, a robe, and a crown. Read.
And made no more account of his labors.
Right, didn't pay you for what you did. Read.
When they see it, they shall be troubled with their terrible fear.
They shall be what?
They shall be troubled with a terrible fear.
Read on.
And shall be amazed. And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
Right, because, hold on. Somebody sent me a picture of a mothership. A mothership. They caught a mothership on the satellite. It was like 180-some thousand miles across. A mothership. They shall be amazed at the strangeness of your salvation. Ezra said he seen something so big that he thought it was a mountain. And he was looking. This how big Yahweh Shah's vehicles are. They can cover, they can dwarf whole cities. Whole cities. This thing is going to cover, man, it might cover all America. This how big they said they shall be amazed at the strangeness of your salvation. Now they think it's strange that we thinking like this. But when you start thinking like this, you can have peace and comfort. You have to look up at the things above. Because if you keep staring at your situation, you're going to go further and further into a dark hole. Because this is hell. Think on these things. Right? Read on.
Verse 3. Or verse 2, Salakia. The strangeness of his salvation. So far beyond all they that look for.
Right, your forefathers gonna be there. And they're gonna call you by your Hebrew name. And you're gonna understand it. They're gonna start talking to you in your native language. Right? The tongue that you've never heard. You're gonna understand it. And they're gonna be seeing this. What the hell's going on? Who these damn space niggas? Why is this? Where all this gold? And they got gold. They got. Listen to me, Gracie. They got a garment for you that's got jewels in it that you've never seen. They got a kingdom, right? They're looking at the strangeness of your salvation. Read on.
Verse 3. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves.
Read.
That this was he.
This is who?
This was he.
Read.
Whom we had sometime in derision.
This is that curse in Deuteronomy 28 through 29. Now the curse is reversing. Damn. We had them down. We had them calling themselves niggas. We had them not knowing who they were. We had their wives. killing their husbands. We had the fathers killing the children. And we had all of them calling themselves black. Right? Read it again.
And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach.
Read on.
We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor.
Why? They thought you was going to be a slave forever. They never thought that you was going to get the kingdom. Read on.
Verse 5. How is he numbered among the children of Yahweh?
What is she doing up there with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? What is she doing in Abraham's bosom? Right? How is she acquainted with Yahweh Shai? How? Why are we not up there? Right? This is the strangeness of your salvation. Read on.
And his lot is among the saints.
That's right.
Therefore, have we erred from the way of truth? And the light of righteousness have not shined unto us?
Right, so now they want to repent. Now they want everything to be equal. Now they want to confess, but it's too late now. Now your ass is going to slavery. Now we're going to tie you to the tree and beat the shit out of you. Now you're going to work from sun up to sundown. Now you're going to be begging for the Sabbath to come in. The day that you despised, the day that you said was unholy, you're going to be praying for the Sabbath. Right? Give me, let's finish that. 1 John 3, give me Philippians 3:20. So this is the strangeness of our salvation. 1 John 3. Did we read 1 John 3:2?
No.
It says we shall be.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know when we see Yahweh Shai. Right? Read that one more time. 1 John 3:2.
Okay.
I got it.
Read it.
1 John 3:2. Beloved, now are we the sons of Yahweh, and it doeth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when we shall appear, we shall be like him.
We shall be what?
We shall be like him.
We're going to be a God. We're going to be a God. Right? So in these times, you can't spend all your time on TV, Judah, playing the game. You can't, man, because these devils are coming down with wrath. They coming down with wrath, man. You think they okay with watching what we doing? You think they okay with watching all the Hebrew Israelites rise up the bruise, rise up the sisters, give them their nationality back, and tell them that they the devil? You think they cool with that? You think they not somewhere watching these videos, the videos of all the bruise, and they plotting? Wake the hell up. They're planning war. This is why you have to be crying out the more and unhappy with your condition. Read on. Give me what else we have. Give me Philippians 3:20.
Philippians 3:20.
Read that.
For our conversation is in heaven.
Our conversation is what?
Our conversation is in heaven.
What are we talking about right now? Read it again.
For our conversation is in heaven.
That's where you got to keep your talk at, Jasper. It's got to be on things above and not beneath. Your conversation got to be heaven. Read.
From whence also we look for the Savior. The Lord Yahweh Shai. Who shall change our vile body.
What he gonna do?
Who shall change our vile body.
He gonna change this vile body. Read.
That it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body.
That's two witnesses. Read on.
According to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things
So
unto
now
himself.
you gotta understand, he gonna take away that pain, those tears, that death. You're gonna have a celestial body. Right now you got a terrestrial. That means you got an earthly body. You gonna do things that you never thought you can do. You see that? Now you gonna get this body. The heathen's not gonna get it. Your enemy's not gonna get it. But you're gonna become a God right in front of their face. Right in front of their face, you're gonna become a God. Right in front of their face. Give me 1 Corinthians 15 and 35. Watch this. Give me 39.
15 and 39.
Mm-hmm.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 39.
Paul's going to explain it, y'all. Read.
All flesh is not the same flesh.
Right?
But there is one kind of flesh of man.
Right.
Another flesh of beasts.
Mm-hmm.
Another of fishes. And another of birds.
Right, so it's explaining to you how the Most High created things. He didn't create all things equal. He created it all different. Now, flesh among men and animals and beasts are all different. He's going to show you. Read.
Verse 40. There are also celestial bodies.
Celestial bodies. Angels. Things that are in heaven. Read.
And bodies terrestrial.
Things that are on earth. Read.
But the glory of the celestial is one.
Right, the celestial body is a different type of glory. Read.
And the glory of the terrestrial is another.
And even the body that you got right now was made fearfully and wonderfully. Read.
Verse 41. There is one glory of the sun and another glory of the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And another glory of the stars. For one star different from another star in glory.
Right, so he's talking about even rulership in heaven. All stars don't shine the same.
Right.
Some stars are brighter. Even the sun is brighter than the moon. So there will be positions in heaven. Read.
Verse 42. So also is the resurrection of the dead.
But look, you still gonna be a star. You see that? Read.
It is sown in the corruption.
Right, so right now, your body was sown in corruption. Right? Read.
Where I leave off at?
42.
So also is the resurrection of the dead.
Mm-hmm.
It is sown in corruption, and it is raised in the incorruption.
You see that? So when you die on this earth at the return of Yahweh Shah, you're going to be raised like him. You're not going to feel pain, death. You're not going to get old, weak, tired. You're going to be raised incorruptible. You're going to feel an energy that you've never felt before. You're going to be raised up a celestial being. Like on Dragon Ball Z, like damn Goku, when he turns into a god. But this going to be the real thing. And they say, they crazy, man. What is this book? What is this stuff they talking about? Why? So they're going to be, and this is why the reward is going to be so great for the righteous. Because he told Thomas, he said, you believe because you seen. But blessed are those that believe and have not seen. This is why your reward is going to be so great. Because we believe. That's why we do the things that we do. Because we believe. Read on.
Verse 43. It is sown in dishonor. It is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness. It is raised in power.
It's going to be raised in power, man. We talking about, and you're going to be able to move like a spark. How fast is a spark? Don't you see a spark 1 second and then you don't see it no more? That's how you're going to move. You're going to move like lightning. Right? You're going to have that wisdom. You're going to be unstoppable. And it's going to be up to you once again to even give that up. But that's a different lesson. Give me verse 51.
Verse 51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed.
We're going to be changed, y'all. That's like 3-4 witnesses. Now, it's not going to happen to the heathen. It's happening to the children of the Most High. Okay. It says, we shall. Oh, did it say the 1/3? What did it say? All Israel going to be changed. Read on.
In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed.
Right, so the dead, everybody that died, they're going to rise up incorruptible. Read on.
Verse 53. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality.
We're going to be immortal. Read on.
So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the sayings that is written, death is swallowed up in victory.
Right. So this all at the return of Yahweh Shah. This all, you're going to get that body. Now, that's why it tells you, fear he who can destroy both the body and the soul. That doesn't mean that you made it yet. You got this body. It's celestial. You can do things that you've never done before. You see things that you've never seen. You're going to be like something like, let me show you what you're going to be like. Give me Joel 2:2 real quick. Give me Joel 2:2. We're going to show you what you're going to be like.
I got it.
Bring it out.
Joel chapter 2, verse 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness.
Right.
As the morning spread upon the mountain,
right.
A great people and a strong. There have not been ever the light.
Right. So this is us. A great people and what?
A great people and a strong. There have not been ever the light, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
Why? So this is that body of people, these celestial beings, this great, mighty, strong army, an indestructible army. Read on.
Verse 3. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth.
Right. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. Right? Read. The land.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness.
Right.
Yea, and nothing shall escape them.
Right. Everything in front of us is gonna be destroyed. We're literally on a warpath, and what we just passed is on fire. And you might have lands, you might have kingdoms, you might have beauty, but once we reach that place, it's gonna be desolate also. Right? Read on.
Verse 4. The appearance of them is like the appearance of horses.
And what are the horses, y'all?
Chariots.
The angels. Yeah, the horses are the chariots. Read. And as what?
The appearance of them is like the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run.
Well, it's lucky. Angels. Let's get that in 2 Kings 2:11. Watch this. So this showing you what you're gonna be like. This new body. 2 Kings 2:11. Read that.
2 Kings 2:11.
Read that.
And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire, and horses of fire.
And what?
And horses of fire.
These the angels. So this is what you know. The angels are what? Ministers of what?
Fire.
Fire. Fire. So this is going to be what your appearance is going to be like. They're going to be looking at gods. Read.
Okay, fire. There appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven.
Give me Psalms 104:4. Right? Psalms 104:4.
I got it.
Read that.
Psalms 104, verse 4. Who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire.
His what?
His ministers a flaming fire.
Hey, so you're gonna be like fire, spirit, right? Just like when your spirit leaves your body turns cold, right? Because you made of fire. The Most High is made of fire. It tell you that Yahweh Shah is made of fire. It tell you that in Daniel 8:2. Give me Daniel 8:2. Give me Daniel 8:2 real quick, or Ezekiel 8:2. Salah. Ezekiel 8:2. Ezekiel 8:2.
Ezekiel 8:2. Then I beheld,
And a likeness as the appearance of fire.
As the appearance of what?
As the appearance of fire.
Read on.
From the appearance of his loins. Even downward fire.
Where you think they got Dragon Ball Z from?
The Bible.
Don't that sound like what we reading?
Yeah.
Don't when Goku transformed, what he transformed into?
A ball of fire.
A ball of fire. A ball of fire. You ever wonder why they call the Saiyans monkeys? They talking about us. They call them monkeys, right? But when you cut their tail, they lose their power.
Yeah.
Like Samson. When you cut his hair, he loses power. When you cut him off from his nationality, and then he's from a whole nother world, and he don't have no father. You see that? But when you piss him off, you can't stop him. Right? He's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. He's finding out that he's a god. Right, man? They be throwing this stuff right in front of your face, man. Give me Zechariah 6:2.
Zechariah chapter 6, verse 2.
Read that.
In the first chariot were red horses.
Uh-huh.
And in the second chariot, black horses.
Right? Because didn't it say that there was an appearance of horses?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why? So we're going to show you what you're going to appear like. What you're going to be something similar to. Read.
And in the third chariot, white horses.
Right.
And in the fourth chariot, gristled and bay horses.
Right, now these is horses. You got a question?
Yeah.
What?
What does gristled and bay mean?
It's like a speckled horse. A speckled horse. Read on.
Verse 4. Then I answered and said unto the angel that talked with me, what are these, my Lord?
He said, what are these horses? Watch what the angel said.
The angel answered and said unto me, these are the four spirits of heavens, which go forth from standing before the Lord of all the earth.
Why? This is the angels. These the angels. So you're going to be something like an angel, something like fire. But we don't know what we going to be. Well, we can get an idea. You're going to be a god, man. And they're going to be looking at the strangeness of your salvation. Afraid, right? So let me show you something else, man. Because he said we're going to wipe away. He's going to wipe away all the tears. Give me Matthew 26 and 29. Matthew 26 and 29.
I got it. Book of Matthew, chapter 26 and verse 29.
Read that.
But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom.
Read it one more time.
But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of the fruit of the vine.
So Yahweh Shah said he's not going to drink no more wine. Until when?
Until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom.
So we're going to be drinking wine with Yahweh Shah? In the new heaven and the new earth? Wait a minute, I thought the pastor said drinking wine was a sin. I thought he said you can't have no fun. It said we're going to be drinking wine with Yahweh Shah in the new kingdom. And you know when people drink wine, they get loud. They get loud, it's a party, it's music playing. So you got to start visualizing this. In the new kingdom, in the new earth, it's going to be a party. Right? We're going to be partying with our elders. Let's get that. Give me Judith 9 and 11. Give me Judith 9 and 11, Shanetta. And somebody give me Deuteronomy 31 and 21. Let me show you like the vibe that is going to be in the new kingdom.
Say Judith 9 and 11.
Mm-hmm. Judith 9 and 11.
Deuteronomy 31 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. Wait. Yeah, I got it.
Judith chapter 9, verse 11.
Read that.
For thy power standeth not in multitude, nor thy might in strong men, for thou art oppressed, So I can't see this. For thy power standeth not in multitude, nor thy might in strong man. For thou art a God of the afflicted, and helper of the oppressed, an upholder of the weak, and a protector of the forlorn, a savior of them that are without hope.
Give me verse 20. 9 and 20. Hold on. Is that right? Hold on, let me get this right. Judith. Did I write that down right? Hold on, let me show you something. Give me where
16,
they had the
16 and 20.
the 3 month celebration. That's 16?
Mm-hmm.
Give me 16 and 11.
16 and 11?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Judah chapter 16, verse 11.
Read that.
Then my afflicted shouted for joy.
Right, so it's going to be a party. We're going to be singing the song of Moses. Read it again.
Then my afflicted shouted for joy.
You're going to be shouting for joy. Read.
And my weak ones cried aloud. But they were astonished. These lifted up their voices, but they were overthrown. The sons of the damsels have pierced them through the wounded and wounded them as fugitives. Children, they perish by the battle of the Lord.
Right, give me verse 20.
Verse 20.
So we're singing. This is a song that we're singing. We're shouting with joy. We're singing a song similar to the song of Moses. So you got to understand, in the new kingdom, in the new heaven, the new earth, right, there's going to be wine. There's going to be celebration. There's going to be a great multitude, a number that no man can number. Or you think that it's just us. You can't be that selfish. Don't think that it's just you suffering. The Most High, He's selected certain men, women, and children to go through the flame all over this earth. All over this earth. And they're going to come out of this flame. And when they come out, they're coming out with rejoicing, laughter, cheer, crying, weeping. It's going to be like a dream, right? Read on, verse 20.
Verse 20. So the people continue feasting in Jerusalem.
Right?
Before the sanctuary.
How long?
For the space of 3 months.
What? Imagine having a party for 3 months, Trinity. Why you changing 2-3 times a day, right? You spilled wine on your garment, so now you got to go put on your gold and purple. Then you kind of got your gold and purple kind of wrinkled. Now you got to go put on your gold and red. Then you know what? We going to another celebration, so you need some, hey, now you finna go put on that stuff. And you got rubies and jewels. An endless amount of hair wraps, silk, majesty, chariots, slaves. You see? Singing and joy. And all your friends are there in righteousness. All your forefathers and your foremothers. You see Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahweh Shah's there. The angels are there. You got a glorified body. Your slaves are there. The people that oppress you are now serving you, right? They're serving you. And you might slap their ass across the room with just, and their ass go flying because now you got this glorified body. You got to refrain from killing them. Then flick their ass across the room. They trembling before you. Keep your head down. Did you look me in my eyes? That's what the kingdom gonna be like, Joshua. Right? That's what the kingdom gonna be like. You might have 500 children. You might have 800 children. Straight up. You might have 8. You think of, look, man, it's in the Bible. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Go set in Esdras. Let's get that in Esdras. In the space the children shall live in 3 months, right? You got it, Snutter?
I'm waiting for you to tell me what chapter.
2nd Esdras.
Uh-huh.
6 and 21. 2nd Ezra 6 and 21.
I got it. The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 21.
So, right?
And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices.
What?
The woman with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old.
Of 3 or 4 months old. So now if you have a baby at 3 or 4 months old, that baby surely is probably gonna die. That baby gotta be at least, I think, like 6 months. They might be able to say the baby. 3 or 4 months, that baby ain't even finished developing. You gotta understand, you're gonna have this new body, right? You're gonna have this new body, and we're gonna have to reproduce at a rapid pace to replenish Israel. Read it again.
6 and 21.
Read it.
And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The woman with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old.
And what?
And they shall live and be raised up.
Why? So how many months are there in the year?
12.
12. It says the woman shall bring forth a child at 3 or 4 months, 4 months years old, and they shall live. So if you can bring forth a child in 3 months, that means you can have 3 to 4 children in a year. In a year, at least 3 children. We're gonna rapidly replenish this earth, and is your body gonna be different? These children, they're gonna be born and they're gonna live, and they're gonna be talking within a year old. Baby's not supposed to talk in a year old, holding whole conversations. The baby in Revelation telling you about the 24th chapter. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back.
At 9 once?
Did he?
Remember he said thank you?
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Give me Deuteronomy 31 and 21. Let me get these few scriptures.
Oh, I was at that.
Yeah.
David got that. Bring it out, Mighty King.
Deuteronomy 31
And 21.
Yeah. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 21. They have moved.
31 and 21. 21. That's 32, King. 31. 21 right here. Right there. Start right there.
Okay. And it shall come to pass, when many evils and trouble are befallen
them, right?
That this song shall testify against them as a witness.
Right, this is the song of David. Read.
For it shall not be forgotten out of the month of their seed.
Where he said we're not going to forget this song. We're going to remember this song of Moses, and we're going to be singing it. Read.
For I know their
imagination,
which they go about even now, before I have brought them into the land which I swear.
Read on.
Moses therefore wrote the song the same day and taught it the
children of Israel. Right, so we're going to be singing this, drinking wine, celebrating, right? Maybe the space of 3 months, changing garments, afflicting Edomites, and Zidonians, Philistines, and Moabites, and Haggites, right? Give me Samuel. Give me 2 Samuel 6 and 14. Let me show you something else. 2 Samuel 2 and 14. And give me Psalms 126. 2 Samuel.
2 and 14.
2 Samuel 6 and 14.
6 and 14.
I got it.
Give me that, Shanetta. Give me Psalms 126. Give me that, Shanetta.
2 Samuel 6 and 14.
Read that.
And David danced before the Lord with all his might.
Because at this time, man, you got to think about it. The Most High he done took you away from your enemies. He done gave you this strange salvation. Now you got this glorified body. You got a kingdom. What you gonna do? Read it again.
And David danced before the Lord with all his might.
You're gonna dance before the Lord with all your might now. Read on.
And David was girded with a lined ephod.
A linen ephod.
Linen ephod.
Right.
So David and all the house of Israel brought up the ark of the Lord with shouting and with the sound of the trumpet. And as the ark of the Lord came into the city of David.
So that was it on that. 16. Now drop down to 18. So whenever we would win war, it was always a celebration. It was always shouting, dancing, and myrrh. Right? Read on.
Verse 18. And as soon as David had made the end of offering burnt offerings and peace offerings, he blessed the people in the name of the Lord of hosts.
Read on.
And he dealt among all the people, even among the whole multitude of Israel, as well to the women as man.
No, the women can't drink wine.
As well to the women as man.
No, the women need to sit down and shut up.
As well to the woman as man.
Read on.
To everyone a cake of bread. And a good piece of flesh.
And what else?
And a flagon of wine.
No. Half cup of wine.
A flagon of wine.
No, a sip of wine.
A flagon of wine.
No, we watching you drink them cups.
A flagon of wine.
Did you see her? Did she have 2 cups? Look at him. Look at him, just a drunkard.
No, it's not going to be like that in the kingdom. We're not going to be around them type of man. Why? We're going to be passing out flagons of wine. You see what I'm saying? We're going to be spilling wine. Hey! It's going to be, it's going to be the turn up. It's going to be the turn up. I don't know how big a flagon is, but it sounds like a whole lot of wine.
Remember we pulled
Sound like a damn bucket.
It's big.
A flagon. Right? So, yeah. Right, give me some so you can get the picture. New bodies, celebrations, glory for all you went through. Everything that you going through is not for nothing. You have to earn this. The Most High want to see are you worthy for the kingdom? He's not just gonna give it to nobody. You're not gonna sit on the right hand of the Most High and you haven't earned it. You haven't went through. Who are you? Yahushua, they beat him. They hung him on a cross, pulled out his beard. He sweat as it were blood. Right? And you can't go through a little? What about if they come snatch you on your home, strip off all your clothes, and start beating you with a whip full of glass, pulling out your flesh, and beat you until I can't recognize you no more? Did you go through that? And our people want to complain about the little bit that you're going through. You better go through it without complaining so you can get the kingdom. Your suffering is light. Then he say this light affliction. Ain't that what he said? This light affliction. Right? Give me Psalms, man.
Psalms.
Well, I had it.
You got Psalms 126. Give me that, Judah. Unless you got it.
He got it.
Psalms 126. When the Lord turned again.
126 and 30.
No, he right. He right.
Okay.
When the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion.
Right, he's going to turn again the captivity of Zion, of Israel. Read.
Well, we were like them that dream.
We were like what?
We were like them that dream.
It's going to be like a dream. You see that? Wow, is this really happening? Man, they were saying this stuff and it didn't sound possible. It sound good, but it sound like a fairy tale. That's what it's going to be like, Trinity. We're going to be like them that dream. I'm going to have to pinch you. Yeah, it's real. Is it? we here. I have to smack you. Yeah, this real. This real. Read it again, David.
Okay. When the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion,
Read.
we were like them that dream.
We were like them that dream. Read.
Chapter 2. Okay. Then was our mouth filled with laughter.
Our mouth was filled with laughter. You know that laugh while you laughing while you crying? You can't believe it. Oh my God. I mean, you kind of crying and you laughing at the same time and you dancing and you singing. It's that joy that we haven't had in many years. You see? Read on.
And our tongue with singing.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord had done great things for them.
We singing that song of Moses. You see that? The Lord have done great things for us. Read.
The Lord hath done... Oh.
Wherefore?
Okay.
You got it. Wherefore?
Wherefore we are glad.
Right, because we sad now. We'll have a reason to be glad then. Read.
Turn again our captivity, O Lord, that as the streams in the south.
Read on.
They that sow in tears.
They that sow in what?
They that sow in tears.
Shall what?
Shall we weep in joy.
Right. You see that? So all the tears, your tears are worth it. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to mourn. It's okay to be frustrated. You hear me? It's okay to be frustrated. Right? Because you're going to reap that in joy. Now, let's end this with 2 Ezra 11 and 44. Let's get a judgment, man. We ain't gonna never skip an opportunity to give Esau his judgment.
Wait, say it again.
Give me that. I need a bold reader.
I got
2 Ezra 11 and 44.
It's the book of 2 Esdras, chapter 11 and verse 44.
Read that.
The highest also hath looked upon the proud times.
Right, them proud times when you had the gods afflicted them. When you put your knee on our neck for 15 minutes, for 30 minutes. Right, when you shot the woman pregnant. Right? When you kicked in the door and shot this man on the couch while he was eating ice cream and damn watching a game show and they gave you 3 years. And you probably only did 6 months. The Most High looked upon your proud times. When you took the children of God on the bottom of slave ships, right? And you raped our women, right? And you, castrated the men and raped them too. And sold our children. You sold Judah. You sold Gracie. You sold Trinity. You sold our children. The Most High looked upon those proud times. Read.
And behold, they are ended.
They are what?
And behold, they are ended.
It's over. America is finished. Read on.
And its abominations are fulfilled.
Uh-huh.
And therefore appear no more.
What the Lord say?
And therefore appear no more.
Appear no more.
Thou eagle.
Thou who?
Thou eagle.
Thou who?
Thou eagle.
Thou eagle. Read.
Nor thy horrible wings.
Nor thy horrible wings. Read.
Nor thy wicked feathers.
Uh-huh.
Nor thy malicious heads.
Read.
Nor thy hurtful claws.
Read.
Nor all thy vain body.
Uh-huh.
That thou earth may be refreshed.
That the earth may be refreshed. The earth ain't gonna be refreshed until this eagle die. Until we pluck the wings. Until we cut off the talons. Until we crush his beak. Right? Until we destroy his body. Read on.
And may return, being delivered from thy violence.
Uh-huh.
And that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her.
Right, so the Most High is going to do it. The Most High is going to do it. It tell you that in, it tell you, well, Yahweh Shah is going to do it. It tell you in Isaiah 63 and 1. Right? So with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.